Washington and slam the door in the face of the voters, and they would say, because I'm a big shot congressman, that I don't have to ask. I know what to do in all facets of business and government. That's wrong. That's not what they're sent up there to do. So, yes, sir, we've got to try to repeal that. I think it would damage our efforts to move forward in the economy, because it's going to stifle job growth and our economy moving forward.
Dr. Sanderson, we have time for maybe 2 or 3 more of these? Okay. We have a few about the operation of Congress. You've already mentioned, I believe, that you're in favor of term limits.
Yes, sir.
But also, sort of along those lines, would you favor a proposal, this relates to what you said about the health care bill, would you favor a proposal that would require senators and representatives to take an oath under penalty of perjury stating they have read all bills prior to voting on them?
Does somebody have anything I can borrow from you? Repeat the question one more time. It's unbelievable we're at this point. And I think we see this all over the country. Yes, we have got to read the bills. I met Dr. This is so funny. Let me get 8 pen ready. I met Dr. Arthur Laffer about 6 months ago in Nashville. He was President Reagan's chief economist in the 80s. He's on Fox News a lot, CNBC, a lot of the news stations. He's a genius when it comes to economics. And I sat down with Dr. Laffer, and I'll never forget it. And he looked at me, and he's probably 75 now. He's on up there, but he's still a fiscal. And he says, "You're the farmer in Frog Jump, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes, sir." He lived in California, and I didn't know what he'd be like. And he said, "Well, this ain't rocket science, son." And he said, if a bill is over 25, 50 pages long, he said, nobody needs to pass it. He said, because you can't understand it. We've got to get back to a system of accountability. And passing a 2,500-page plus health care bill, it's not. And, many of the congressmen that I talk to, and I'm around a lot, they still don't know what's in these bills. And then this health care bill. So absolutely.
Okay, to follow up on that about the operation of Congress, there's often a complaint that lawmakers from both parties add pork, what is referred to as pork, to legitimate legislation through the practice of earmarks. Some lawmakers have agreed to pledge to ban earmarks or to not engage in this practice. What's your position on earmarks?
Back early, we signed congressional earmark reform also. And my opponent has taken a few shots at me for that. I'm not for projects in the 8th District. That's not right. I am all for legitimate projects in the 8th District. I am all for projects that are on the up and up. But bottom line is my children don't have the money to keep blowing on wasteful, fraudulent earmarks. Prime example, a friend of mine in, I believe it was Alabama, a $10 million grant to study catfish behavior. And it just goes on and on and on and on both sides of the aisle. So we desperately need earmark reform in Congress.
Okay, let's do maybe one more from the union community and then turn it over. Since we haven't done anything international yet, could you describe your position on the threat Iran potentially poses to the world and whether or not the United States should take any action with regard to that threat?
I meet with a group of generals in Clarksville. We're unique to have the 101st so close to the 8th District. Actually, part of it is in, and I meet with a group of generals up there, 3-star generals. And we have serious issues with what's going on in the Middle East.